Well, hello there. Welcome to Breakfast All Day. Matt, Christy, and Alonso catching up with Rambo Last Blood.
I feel like you guys really wanted us to do this.
And I had to see it for Hushaya anyway, so I was like, why should I suffer alone?
I feel like, though, that there is an outcry among our listeners and our viewers who really want to know what we think about Rambo. or they want us to suffer through it.
Either
one or the other. So we've done that.
It happened.
Matt, do you want to just
Sure.
You've seen worse than Rambo Last Blood?
Oh yeah.
Right.
Absolutely.
I say people have been saying this might be the worst movie of the year, but y'all have seen The
I
Fanatic.
think The Fanatic is worse than this.
Yeah. Oh, please. This is Citizen Kane compared to The Fanatic.
Just checking.
Absolutely.
I still got to watch The Fanatic.
So it must be that must be seen though.
Right,
That must be seen.
So Rambo Last Blood finds John Rambo, raising horses and training him on his farm, and after the events of John Rambo.
No, Rambo. Or just Rambo.
Rambo, right. After the events of Rambo, where we saw him end up at a farm in Arizona. This catches him years later. His niece is, 18 years old or so. He lives with him.
It's not his blood niece, right? It's his housekeeper's granddaughter?
No, I think it's
his niece.
It's his niece. It's his
okay.
niece. His sister's kid.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
His sister has passed away years ago. Father's disappeared. The daughter gets news that the father's somewhere in Mexico, decides she's going to go down to Mexico and find him. She gets kidnapped. He goes down there Rambo goes down there to find her and wreaks havoc.
As only he can.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Oh, boy.
He Rambos the shit out of this.
This is like watching one of those 1920s movies about white slavery. Like, it is so alarmist and racist.
Totally.
And turns Rambo by Act 3 into Jigsaw.
So I want to ask a question, though. Is it worse about what it's doing than Miss Bala was?
No, Miss Bala's not bad.
I mean, Miss Bala, the remake, not the
Yeah,
original.
the remake.
The remake was good.
Right, but I mean, is it... So that's the thing. I kept thinking, like, I've heard a lot of this outcry, and I'm not, like, trying to really defend this movie, but I didn't see anything in this that I thought was more...
Miss Bala was also, had a lot of problems. But, I mean, this one, there is not a single Mexican man in this film who is not a total monster.
Who is not like a sex trafficker
or
a drug dealer.
Or like
just
the worst of deadbeat dads, like
Right.
telling your kid to your face, I never cared about you, But like there's a few token good women, we get Ariana Barraza as the I guess the sister's mother-in-law. I missed that part.
Who is
Anyway,
the housekeeper.
The housekeeper.
The doctor.
We get the
dude that comes and patches Rambo up. Like, he's okay.
Oh, right.
Okay, fine. There was the journalist lady. I forgot about
Paz
that.
Vega.
Okay,
There's one.
There's one
Everybody
guy.
else in this movie is a nightmare.
Yeah. No,
Right,
it's...
but again, Miss Bala's kind of like that, right?
But
Like,
both-
I mean...
Okay, but yes, but Miss Bala sucked too, so I'm not.
Okay,
That's
I'm
not
just
a
saying,
defending
like-
point.
I don't think Miss Bala sucks entirely because you've got a woman kicking all kinds of ass. And she gets her revenge in this male-dominated world, whereas in Rambo, the young woman needs Rambo to come and save her.
I think
She
that's
needs rescuing.
I think that's a different issue than... I think that's more sexist than I would call it racist.
Okay.
Like,
It can be both.
Right. No, don't get me wrong. But I'm just saying
They're
that,
not mutually
right,
exclusive.
I'm just saying that I'm a little surprised to see people calling this one out, that I didn't see Miss Bala get this level of...
Well, because I think Miss Bala, by virtue of the fact that its protagonist is also Latinx, I think maybe gives it a bit more cover than this movie. I also had problems with Miss Bala,
Right.
But I
No,
think
I mean, look,
think
like,
here,
this is not a good movie.
I think you've got like all these brown bad guys and like your one white hero who comes in to murder them all in new and creative ways.
Let's talk about the wall
Oh,
and the
yeah.
need for it.
Yeah, this
if
movie
there
would like
is
to remind
one.
you how porous the border is.
Because at one point, like, he just drives his truck through
Right.
some
What's
fence.
messed up
the
is you don't-
ricketiest little
right,
fence with
Right.
a sign on
What's
it.
messed up is when you finally see what looks like a pretty slick looking wall with fancy red spikes on top of it. You've actually kind of already see Rambo drive through a barbed wire fence at the border.
Right.
So either they need to finish the wall, and then the wall doesn't slow down.
Yeah, the
this
other
pimp
bad
and his
guys
crew
all have
Yeah.
tunnels under.
because they've got some really fancy tunnels. So
So this is like an ad for the wall.
Yeah,
Clearly we need the wall.
Well, yeah, and as a reminder of that everyone in Mexico is going to rape and murder you.
And
know
they're not
that
going
it's
to
an
just do
ad.
it there. They're going to come here and do it here too.
Yes.
I don't know that it's an ad for the wall because, like, well, we built the wall, but they still go under it.
No, well, I think the idea is look how easy it is to get in, and look at who's coming in. All these horrible people.
John Rambo can just drive his pickup truck through the wall, through the fence, and get back to Arizona. That's how porous it is.
Right. Because I guess he can't go back through the border crossing and be like, yeah, I'm coming back, but I don't look at what's in my car. Don't look what's right in the shotgun.
Just ahead, I mean, the level of grotesque violence in this movie is like, there were a couple times where I was in a theater of maybe 4 people seeing this movie on a Wednesday afternoon, and I would go like, "Bah!" I wasn't sure if other people were like mocking the movie or not, but I couldn't believe how ridiculous the violence was.
That's one of the things I think. This movie, like, you don't start seeing any action till way, way too far into the movie, right? And then the last 20, 30 minutes, with Chekhov's tunnels in this, like, you don't introduce the tunnels in the beginning of the movie without delivering on them later in the movie.
If you're a Vietnam War veteran with PTSD, what's going to make you feel better than a bunch of tunnels?
Well, he does have flashbacks inside the tunnel.
Yes.
Right. So...
Which is why you don't have tunnels.
Right, so the last 20, 30 minutes of the movie, it's like, oh, we didn't have, like, we're going to make up for lost time and be not just killing a lot of people, but we're going to be as grotesquely violent.
Yes.
And over the top to the point that it starts to look cartoony where, like, oh, we need to add extra blood. And, oh, we forgot to put lasers on the guns, so we're going to animate them in. Like, the laser sights in the final part of... Oh, my God. So the laser sights, like, normally you see laser sights in a movie where, there'll be some mist or something where so they'll show up on screen. This one, they either forgot to do it or they even forgot to have them, and they're so obviously animated in.
Oh, that's funny.
It's like... Oh, so we're now looking back at the Rambo cartoon that used to be on TV?
The effects look like total crap. Like when you see people's like faces getting pummeled in or, it's like a really super violent version of Home Alone.
Home Stallone is what Matt
that's cute. Right. I like that. That's good. But it looks like jumpy and jarring, like they're all made out of like Play-Doh, their faces.
I will say there's glimpses of where, and it reminds me that Stallone can act when pushed.
Can he?
Yes.
Here.
Watch Copland.
No, but Creed. He's good in Creed.
Right, in the first Creed,
and
sure.
I think that there's an attempt to show a little bit like, look, this is John Rambo surrendering to his demons. And I think there's hints of that. And the final moment of the movie goes for it in a way that you don't often see with heroes, like, being reluctant about what they do, right? This one is... Like, this is a guy who's fallen, like, he's gone down the rabbit hole and he's not coming back. And
you're making it sound like it's Unforgiven or something. And this movie might have aspirations to that, but it has no idea how to manifest them.
I don't think it executes it very well. I think that there's hints of it, partly because Stallone knows this character. Look, I think it's still pretty much a mess of a movie. I just don't hate it quite as much as you. I mean, like... I guess I went in with extremely low expectations, and it wasn't quite as bad as I feared. And again, you haven't seen Fanatic yet.
Right.
I haven't seen Fanatic.
It's all about
I'm not
perspective.
saying it's the worst of the year because I have not seen Fanatic. I'm just saying others are saying it.
So this is directed by Adrian Grunberg, who also directed Get the Gringo, starring Mel Gibson from 2012. This is his second feature. But does Stallone's face just look really weird at this point? Like, because he had so much work done that he just can't emote visibly.
We are unforgiving to our actresses who do this kind of thing, and
so I shouldn't tool on Stallone for doing it too?
No. I think if we're going to bring that up, we should talk about Stallone.
So you get a sense of, like, he must have spent years building those tunnels, right? Because you get to see, like, oh my God, these tunnels are really, like, they're really elaborate. And I can't believe that dude would be that tan, having spent that much time underground digging tunnels.
Well, when he's not digging tunnels, he's also breaking horses when he's not digging tunnels. So he's outside on horseback, which is a very manly man, all-American activity for him.
Sure. Right.
He's on horseback.
Right, but he's doing that on top of the tunnels, which I'm also a little worried about.
Maybe they're really far down, the tunnels. Maybe he knew exactly how far down he could dig tunnels and still break horses and bale hay. We're thinking about too much, right?
Indeed.
So I went to a matinee at
Yeah, too many questions. About
right.
that.
I shouldn't be asking these questions. I went to a matinee and there were these two older dudes sitting in front of me, directly in front of me. And for the 23 minutes of trailers that you get at an AMC theater, after each one, they would go, like, like no matter what the subject matter was, And they were kind of into it and they were talking. And then there was a guy down the row from them who was like applauding and really into it at the big bloodbath at the end. So
I went to, like I said, a matinee with 4 people, and then I got accosted by some weirdo outside who somehow had heard me on the radio but knew what I looked like and asked if I was a film critic. And then he said, "Were you critical of the Reagan administration?" I said, "Quite possibly." And he's like, "Well, that's just ridiculous. You critics just stay out of politics." I'm like,
wow, it's Twitter in real life.
yeah. I was like, well,
They answered me like, "No, man, I'm a critic. I live that life. I criticize everything."
I'm like, then don't read it. He goes, "Well, I don't read. I was listening to it. And you gave away the," and then he kind of walked off muttering. And I was like, okay.
Where was this? The
Outside of the
Grove?
ArcLight.
Oh, the ArcLight. Where'd you see it?
Dark light this morning.
Okay. You didn't have anybody accost you afterward?
No, because then I went right into Judy.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
a
Was
double
that a
feature.
shock?
Well, I had a break for lunch.
I was going to say, you got to like clear that palate. Wow, that's a full day.
Yeah.
So I am saying,
been a day.
I'm saying 2. I don't even know why I'm saying 2. I'm just saying 2.
1.
Okay.
This is garbage.
Yeah.
I apparently
Nah.
love this movie. I gave it a 4.
Okay, our number's a 2.3. It's at 27% on the tomato meter. So I guess if you're a Rambo completist, you've got to know how the last blood actually goes
suppose
down.
so.
If you're a Rambo completist, you can't call yourself a Rambo completist without having watched the cartoons. I'm just going to say that.
I don't think I even knew that there were Rambo cartoons.
Oh,
Are they
of course
good?
were.
No.
I'm going to guess no.
Are they better than this?
They might be.
Might be.
Let us take comfort in the fact that this movie was trounced on opening weekend by Downton Abbey.
I love it. Okay, so don't see it.
Thanks for watching. Like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us at BeFastAllDay on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, and visit us at patreon.com/BeFastAllDay, where we have lots of extra content for our subscribers, like trailers and movie news and TV recaps and all kinds of good stuff. If you've already joined, thank you. And if you have not, consider it. Patreon.com/BeFastAllDay. Catch you next time.
Hey.
What is your a la carte?
Yes, thank you for remembering. Nick Kyrgo, singer, songwriter, guitarist, musician, all around lovely gentleman, LA native. His dad was a screenwriter. He's a good guy and a sweetheart and a really talented musician and very humble. So he has stories to tell. Nick Kyrgo on Monday.
Cool. What's next week? What are we talking?
Next
week is Joker, isn't
is
it?
Joker, which they are screening
Finally.
at the exact same time as Lucy in the Sky. But they've now scheduled a Lucy in the Sky screening for earlier in the day.
Oh, okay.
It's a busy, nutty week next week. But Joker is the biggie, which you have seen, Alonso,
I have.
which
So-
Matt and I
so
will
I'm
go
gonna
and see.
Yeah.
And we'll catch up with.
Yeah, we're getting to that time of year where, like, I've been invited to 4 screenings on the same night. It's like, I can't be in all these places.
I know, it's
So,
hard. Dolomite is next week, too.
Oh, okay.
Have
yes,
you seen it?
I'm seeing it next Thursday.
I'm next Thursday morning, as am
Yes.
I. Okay, yes, and our friend Larry
Oh, you have to
Karaszewski
tell me
wrote
about
it.
that because I haven't heard about it.
Yeah, no, I'll forward you the thing.
You should come.
Yes.
And hey, go over to TheWrap, TheWrap, where I work. I reviewed a little movie you might have heard of called The Irishman.
Oh, right. That's where you've been all morning. That's why we're doing this in the afternoon. So, Alonso,
Yes.
so real fast, can you say quick thoughts?
No, don't say anything.
Okay.
You should go read my review. It's at
Go
TheWrap.
read his review.
Okay, thanks for watching. We'll catch you guys
Bye.
next week. Bye.